Okay, I think that we are officially live. I know that there's always this really awkward like lag in the beginning, but this is what it is. I want to welcome you all to our weekly Friday 10 a.m. Pacific time guided meditation where we get together and I guide us through a meditation each week so that we can have an opportunity to practice together, but also so that you have a growing repository of resources here on YouTube so that if you want to come back and do these guided meditations on your own later with someone guiding you through, you have that available to you. So at this point, we have accumulated quite a few of guided meditations, which I'm really excited about. I'm really proud of, and I'm so happy to continue to do this with all of you because it's always such a pleasure. So at some point, I think that what we'll do is we will have a little bit more of an organized playlist of these videos also on the website so that we can kind of group them by theme. And I think that that would also be really helpful. So here we are. I'm here. There's a couple of us already here. So if you're here, say hello, check in, tell me if you can see, hear, smell, taste, all the things. You know what I'm saying? And then we'll go from there. Hey, Layla, welcome. Layla, I wanted to check in with you on a personal note. Did you get your cards? Please tell me that you got your cards because I think that we had it all squared away. And hello, Elliot. Welcome, welcome. I look at my hair. Thank you so much. It looks like it's way more. I mean, it is as gray as you see it, but it looks like it's way more because when I've got like a conditioner in my hair so that when you comb it, you can see, you know, it's a thing. This is Dirty Hair Day with a conditioner in it. So there you go. And yeah, it's kind of I'm really enjoying it actually. It's every morning it's a different discovery on what it looks like and what's happening. So there you go. Hey, CB, welcome. Everything looks great. Thank you. Endora, good morning. I'm so glad that you can hear me and that you are present. Project Refine Life, hello. Wonderful. Oh, wonderful. Good. So we're all here. I'll give it a couple of minutes and then I'm going to go into a little bit of an explanation on what we're doing today. It is going to be like a follow-up to last week's meditation, only we're going to be very specifically focusing on the heart and the heart center. And I'll talk a little bit about that in a few minutes. I just want to give people a minute to arrive. Thank you, Endora. And hi, Jesse. Welcome. I'm different, Layla. I'm from Finland. Okay. Sorry. It's hard for me to track all the people. Hey, Lena, I can't seem to pin comments. No, you can't pin. Is there something I should do differently? No, you actually, I don't know why moderators can't pin. So when you post it, I'll pin it. And that's how we've been doing it with Emily, just because, I thought that making you both moderators would give you the opportunity or the permissions to pin, but for whatever reason you can't. Lissum says, my life is a dirty hair day and I love it. Beautiful as always. Wonderful. I love it. Hey, Nancy, good morning. Wonderful, wonderful. All right, so let's just jump in. I have a couple of just minor instructions for today. We're going to be talking about the heart center and we're going to be focusing on the heart and the heart center. But when I talk about the heart and the heart center, can you see my chest? It is really about that center part of your chest plate, not where your heart is, right? So when I direct you to really focus your breath and your attention to your heart center, it is this center part over your entire heart or chest plate. And that is where the heart chakra is. So it encompasses all that is in your body in that general area, which includes your physical heart. So I just want to make that distinction before we go into the meditation today. This is a meditation that can bring up a lot of emotions. So just to give you an idea or a heads up that is part of it. When you feel the need to avoid or flee those emotions, I will direct you to just remember to go back to your breath and let your breath be what kind of releases some of that, steam or pressure. Again, but if you feel like it's just too much, you can just jump out. So that's available to you. But I also want to challenge you to kind of stick with it a little bit and you see how you can use the breath in order to really stay present with what's coming up for you. This is also a meditation that I'm going to say this with all of them, but I really highly encourage you having a journal with you so that you can write down whatever comes up because things can come up that you really hadn't thought about or you weren't conscious of. And it's important to make notation of those things so that you can work on those later. And I think that that's it in terms of preparation for the meditation. Oh, the other thing is that there is some visualization for this particular meditation. However, if it's just a difficult thing and it's just not your bag and you really don't feel like you are adept enough, even though that doesn't really exist, at visualization, you can just set the intention that the thing that you're supposed to be visualizing is happening, and just trust that it'll happen. Energetically, the shift will happen for you. Okay. Let me see what is happening here. Perfect. Grand Rising. Is there a Grand Rising going on? I have no idea. But hello, Rhonda. Welcome. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to announce to you. Yesterday, really quick announcements. Oh, I have actually a couple of announcements. Okay, so yesterday I sent out a newsletter to remind everyone that next Wednesday is the deep dive gathering for the Fire Magic box. If you haven't gotten a chance, if you weren't subscribed and you didn't get the box, and if you didn't already buy the single box, I really encourage you to get them. I don't know, Elliot, if you know how many are left, but we're running out. And once they're done, they're done. And if you get the box, you get an invite to the live to the live deep dive gathering next Wednesday night for the gathering. The author of the book is going to be there, and we're going to do all things fire magic. It's going to be really quite amazing. And this is, yes, the box that comes with that fat, amazing, hot looking carnelian stone that everyone is posting all over the internet. And also the only other elemental magic box that we have in stock right now is the air magic box, because we've already sold out of the water box, or the water magic box. So if you want to get in on that, this is the time to get them, because we are preparing for the last installment of that series, which don't hold me to it, but I believe it's going to be in December that we're going to be finishing that elemental magic series. So if you wanted to kind of collect them all, the two that are left are air and fire. Okay, that's announcement number one. Announcement number two is that next Friday, which is October 1st, I will not be in town, so I won't be doing one of these live, but I'm going to pre-record a guided meditation and then just make it live at 10 o'clock in the morning Pacific time here, so that you can all just join in and watch it and participate that way. And then the following Friday, I will be still traveling back home, so I'm going to have two. So the next two guided meditations will be pre-recorded. And then I'll be back in 3 weeks to do the live again, and we'll announce all that. But I just wanted to give you guys a heads up that that's what's happening. So there will be, you'll have something. It won't be live, which is kind of sad, because I love that we get to interact and we get to process, but this is what it is. And it's just wonderful that I'm able to do something ahead of time and schedule it all for you, and it'll just go live and you can join in. Beyond that, is there anything else? I don't think that there's anything else. Elliot says that there are only 7 fireboxes left. So yeah, we're definitely, we're done. We're almost done. Anyone else having sound issues? Oh, was there anyone having sound issues? I don't know what is going on with me in the sound issue. I also don't want to get things. I might be having sound issues. Oh, you guys, why? Let me see. This is what it is. I think that part of my compute, I don't know, not that you all need to know this. I don't want to bore you with all these details, but the IG live sound issues that I've been having are not the same as what's happening now. I know what's happening now, and I'm about to just end it. I have a backblaze. I don't know if any of you know what backblaze is. It's like some sort of like, I can't hear anything, but you look amazing, and I think it must just be me, and I can moderate at least. Okay, so I think everyone can hear, but maybe not you, but I'm still going to shut down backblaze, because it just pops on its own without me telling it to turn on, and then it just screws up with my connection. Okay. You know, we're working it out. Okay, perfect. Everyone's hearing me except for Elliot. I hope you can get the sound back. I don't know what to tell you. Okay. There was one more thing. I'm going to float this as I'm taking a poll. And I don't know how much crossover there is in this group right now with the people who join us. I think there are a few of you who participate in the IG lives on Tuesday. We've been having a ton of, well, first of all, the last 2 weeks have been really challenging with sound issues. But also, the trolling is exhausting. It's like I just sit there and you have to watch me be silent while I clean out and block people endlessly. And it's just kind of lame. And so I've been wondering, and I want to just float the idea, and I'll float it next Tuesday on the IG Live as well. I'm wondering if it just makes more sense to just host a live gathering here on YouTube on Tuesdays, just to hang out and chat and talk about witchcraft and do the oracle reading here. Because it just feels like it's such a drain of energy and it's just a waste of time. I'd rather be talking with all of you as opposed to scrolling through all these endless names and blah. It's like, it was pretty bad last week. So I'm wondering what you all think about that. If you have an opinion on that, I'll definitely check in with the group on Tuesday. I'll do the Tuesday live again on Instagram and I'll check with everybody. But yeah, it's just feeling like it's just such an energy drain that's unnecessary. And I feel like we get so much more done here. We get to connect more. Thankfully, I'm going to knock on wood. We don't really have, I think that we've only had one person in the entire time that we've been doing these lives be quasi-trolly, which is nice. It's nice not to have that many people. So anyway, that's the question that I'm putting to you, and then we're just going to jump right into it. So I'm going to give a couple of minutes because I know that I'm talking and I'm about, I don't know, 30 seconds ahead of all of you. I'll wait for some sort of commentary to come through. I know Project Refine Life, they do attack on YouTube as well, but we, again, I'm going to knock on wood. We've been pretty lucky. I think, again, like I said, I can only think of one in my memory that was quasi trolly, that was just asked to like, psh, and they did, which is great. I mean, considering that we've done, I don't know, we've been doing these now for several months. So we've got, I don't know, let's say 8 to 12 of these videos and only one that I can really remember. On Instagram, it was like it's an onslaught, like an onslaught. I can't even speak because I'm constantly like, you all get to watch me do this for, you know, minutes on end. And I feel like it's just such a waste of all of our time. So it's not set in stone, but it's definitely something I'm considering, only because we have so many better things to be talking about and doing than managing people who just have nothing to do better with their lives than to antagonize other people. I don't get it. It's just really, if someone wants to, I mean, I don't even know that we want to do this. Maybe we can talk about it on Tuesday, but a small group of people who just do spell work for being invisible to trolls. That way we're not hexing anyone. That might be something interesting to explore. I mean, I think that it could be a losing battle, but whatever. It's what it is. Okay, let me read and then we're going to start. Instagram seems to harbor a lot more trolls. One reason why I deleted my Instagram so long ago. I also think YouTube is more accessible, so maybe it'd be best to host everything here. That's what I'm thinking. That's from Keaton. Hi, Keaton. Welcome. Keaton Wolf is a great name. And Dora King Shay. These are all great names. IG has been horrible with trolls for a long time. Yeah, it's getting a little bit, it's weird. It's very strange. On that note, let's take a deep breath and let's start transitioning back to what we're here for. To practice together. Elliot's, hold on, let me take a drink. Elliot says, I think it would be helpful to have one of your staff members working the IG lives to block folks as they come up so you don't need to worry about it. Yeah. That's part of it too, but it's also like, can you even handle it? It was so much. I don't think you were there, Elliot, last Tuesday. I don't remember. I just ended it. It was so much. It was ridiculous. YouTube is fine for me for the Tuesday live. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so I'm going to keep asking, but maybe it just makes sense to have all of these things happen here. It's set up for it. I've got new things for it. So maybe it's just better. Instagram is changing so much of what it's doing that I don't like it as much as I used to. It's so sad. All right. Let's have a moment. I want to show you something kind of as a little entry point into our transitioning into the meditative state. I went to Florida. I know most of you know that I went, well, I don't know if you know that, but I went to Florida for my mom who passed. And as a way to kind of give myself some like leisure time and a break in the middle of it, I went to a witchy shop down there and I got a couple of beautiful crystals, but I wanted to show you this because this is what I'm going to be holding on to while we do our meditation. I don't know if you can see it. Isn't this beautiful? So I'm going to let that be the focal point. Wait, let's see. Something to draw us in. Start to transition and get comfortable in our seat. And then when you're ready, close your eyes. Like that. I'll do this too. Okay, begin by tuning in to your breath, your natural breath. With your eyes closed, you just start to listen. Listen to what your breath sounds like coming in and out of your body. Paying attention to your own personal natural depth of breath. How deep do you breathe normally? Just make note of those things for yourself. Now slowly begin to breathe with more intention, where the intention is to breathe in slower, longer, and deeper, and the same with the exhale. You want to lengthen your in-breath and deepening it to see how far that air will flow into you and how much you can actually hold. And savoring it, savoring every little bit of that air that you're breathing in. There's so much abundance to be received by the air that just surrounds all of us. Really savor it. And play with these sensations until you land on a slow, deep rhythm that feels really good in your body. While you're breathing, start to check in with yourself and your body. Are there any places where you're holding tension or discomfort or pain? You can direct your breath to these different areas of your body one by one, so that the in-breath kind of draws attention and energizes that part of your body. And then you can use the exhale to release as much of that tension as you can. And you can do several rounds of breaths in each area of your body as you need. The exhale is always wonderful for release. When you feel complete, continue with that deep breathing, always returning back to it if you become distracted or anything comes up that you need to just acknowledge and release. The breath can be the tool that you use to do that. Remember that your breath is the anchor. So each time a distraction comes in, you can exhale it out. Slowly allow your breath to transition from moving in and out of your lungs to moving in and out of your heart center. That space right in the center of your chest plate. So your heart sits on your left side, but it's just right over your chest plate for just above, let's say, your cleavage in that area, or almost right between it. This means that the air is drawn in from the heart center, and then it is released from the heart center. All your attention returns to this one place. And note that the air that you're breathing in and out enlivens and activates this part of your body so that the sensations also become really easy to notice. Note any changes in sensation that might happen when this shift in your breathing has occurred. And then just linger here, breathing in and out of this new place in your body. This is not only the place that houses your physical heart, it is the place that houses your sense of love, of compassion, and emotional connection. There is a sustaining life force drumbeat in your chest that's driven by your physical heart. But it's also the heart chakra, an energy center. There's an intelligence that you lead your life with through this part of your body that is different than your mind. There's power here. There's a lot that we hold here, and it is a map of all of the things that we have experienced throughout the entirety of our lives up until this moment. This is a memory storage space of those connections and hurts that you've sustained throughout your life. Continue to breathe into this space, your heart center, knowing and acknowledging what it is. Now I want you to consider your physical life up until today, very specifically your physical life. Consider your health journey, your heart health journey, whatever that has been. with no judgment or shame or shoulds or should nots. Just consider what it's been. Consider the strength of your beating heart. Consider the wear and tear of your beating heart. And consider the long, thriving journey ahead for your physical beating heart. This isn't a time to consider what you could have, should have, might do. It's just about what the map has been so far and what the energy expenditure has been for your heart to continue to sustain you throughout this journey and this map. There is power in the acknowledgement, and there's intimacy in really bearing witness to what your heart has been and done for you. If there's tension that comes up or any emotions or flurries of emotions, return to the breath, letting those feelings and those energy surges ride in and out with your breath. When you feel complete with this, shower this heart center space that you're breathing in and out of with a deep breath of green light that just comes in and bathes the entire space with that green. And when you exhale the clear air. You can play here with doing it simply with the green, but you can also use the color of pink. Both colors are resonant with the heart center, and they feel potentially slightly different. So take some time to play with both if you feel called, but make sure that you intentionally allow it to be you giving your heart in your heart center space a shower of love and gratitude in the offering of this color energy. When you feel ready, release the visualization and return to your intentioned breathing into your heart center. As you're breathing, you can begin now to consider your emotional life. All of it from beginning until this very moment. Consider the heartaches, the disappointments, and the hurts that have registered here in your heart. And you can consider those hearts, those heartaches, and those disappointments and hurts that have passed, that no longer weigh on you but may have left a mark. And also consider those that still weigh on you, that you still carry and feel very deeply. Consider the wealth of markings that you have sustained in this part of your body and that your heart continues to hold. And again, you've got your breath to anchor into, and it's a tool of movement so that if emotions come up or feelings of very clear holding that you don't want to release or unleash for fear of what it might do, let the breath be the tool that helps release some of that tension for you while you consider these things. It's an act of courage to bear witness, and that's what you're doing. If you can, try to take note of what comes up, because not everything that you have sustained will come up for you, but the very specifics of which things come up for you will want to be reviewed by you later. So just try to remember them for later. When you are ready, transition into the consideration of the joys and the connection and the love that you have known and that your heart center has held and registered for you. And again, if the transition from one consideration to the other feels a little too much because you're still feeling a lot of the energy surge from the first consideration in terms of the heartache and the pain, remember to use your breath. Ask your breath to help you transition from one form of consideration to the other so that you can shift and transition into really assessing the love that you've experienced in your life, the compassion that you've experienced in your life, and how it's registered in your heart, how it's marked your journey and your soul. Let your breath lead you in that direction. What has love felt like for you? What has compassion felt like for you? And what are those deep, soulful connections that you hold so dear in your heart? What are those deep, soulful connections that you hold most dear in your heart? Continue to breathe into this sacred heart space while you allow yourself to feel the fullness of these feelings and sensations. When you feel ready, you can shower your heart once more with the green or pink light as a shower of gratitude and celebration, and as a soothing balm for all that it holds for you. And again, you can play with the color, whichever you choose, or you can do both. You would inhale that color in with your breath, and then the color remains, and the exhale is a clear air. As your heart center begins to take in this energizing color, because color is energy, and those two colors resonate most with this space in your body, your power center, from its place of energy and energizement, if that were a word. Ask your heart what it most needs from you right now. Ask it what it most needs from you right now. It can be physical, it can be emotional, spiritual. It'll let you know. When you feel ready, thank your heart and bow to it internally, honoring, and then slowly beginning to transition your breathing back to your lungs. Continuing with your intention breathing, check in with your body. Are there any tension spots that can be released through the breath right now? And is there any emotion that is still running through you at this time? Breathe with those answers and sensations, embracing them, thanking them, and then releasing them with your exhales. When you're ready, create a transition for yourself to come back to this space, to this time, and to the group. If there's anything that came up that needs to be written down, do so now. And I just want to share again that this is a follow-up meditation to the one that we did last week, where last week we focused on the entire body. This one is really, we're focusing on one. And you could do something similar with other parts of your body. You can do it with your chakras. So you've got your crown chakra, your throat chakra, your heart chakra, your solar plexus, and your root chakra, right? Your sacral chakra. And you can also do it with very specific organs in your body or other different ways of dividing up the body, right? So your hands or your legs or your hips or your shoulders. You can do this with any and every part of your body as a way to really hyper focus on that area, considering and taking into consideration that it is both physical, but it is also energetic. So you want to always address both, because what we hold energetically will become a physical symptom of some sort eventually. So we're dealing with both. It's not enough and it's not okay to continue to fragment the body and divide those things up as if they're separate. They're not. So a meditation like this begins to help you reintegrate that awareness that it's all things together in one place. And it also helps you address those multi-complex layers of the way our body registers our life map and the things that we experience and the things that we hold, the things that uplift us and the things that really hurt, right? All of those things happen at once. So we might do something like this again in the future, where we'll deal with maybe the solar plexus again or the sacrum. There's a lot to be dealt with there, but I'll probably move on to something a little bit different in the next 2 weeks to kind of give us a break from this. But both of them were intended to give you a little bit more of a fuller example of how to do this work on your own with a variety of different parts of your bodies and concerns that you might have that you want to address for yourself. So like that. You're welcome, CB. I'm glad that you're here. Yeah. It's lovely. It always feels so good doing all this with all of you. And know that this is true of those of you who are doing this right now together live, as it is also for those of you who watch this on the recording and participate on the recording. We're all together right now doing this work, and that supports everybody who's engaged in the same energetic intention. So we're all doing this from our living rooms, our offices, our states, our countries, from all over the world together right now. And we've established an energetic field for this work today, right now, as we've done this together, so that when you watch this on the recording, or when you watch this on the recording because you weren't able to be here on the live, know that you're tapping into that field that's already been established as well. And the more we do this over time, the more we feed this field, and it supports us in this work. It creates a sense of safety. It creates a container where you can come into and do the work. So there is this beautiful, there's like always so many different layers to what we're doing, even though there's like a very given and spoken intention on the surface. Even though it's not surface, it's also a very deep intention. There are other things that we're hitting as well that serve us in this work, so, and serve us as a community. So I'm really glad that you're here, and I'm really grateful that you continue to participate, and that in some way this is something that's serving us all. Yeah, you're welcome, Elliot. All right, my loves, if there aren't any questions or any comments, we can start to wind this down. Again, I'll remind you that for the next 2 Fridays, the meditation will be a recording. I won't be able to join you live, but I'll pre-record them and release them at 10 a.m. Pacific time on each of those Fridays. So it'll be Friday, October 1st and Friday, October 8th, right? There'll be recordings, but they'll be loaded up and you can use them. And again, because we're doing this all at the same time today, and that helps establish the field, it would be awesome if there were a few of you who just committed to doing them at 10 o'clock in the morning Pacific time together, even though you're not connected together, but on the listening. And that way we can kind of keep the energetic container going for the work that we're doing here. Layla, you're welcome. I raised a lot of images for you. Wonderful. Yeah, and like I said before, last week, pay attention to your dream time to see what, if anything, comes up. Keep your journal close by. Write down those things that may have come up for you. There's a lot of emotion that comes up in the heart center for sure. All right. Wonderful. Thank you so much. I hope that you all have a wonderful weekend. Also, happy fall, happy spring if you are in the Southern Hemisphere. We've just entered into a new season, which comes with a lot of wonderful transition, sometimes a little destabilizing, and sometimes really exciting, especially here in the Northern Hemisphere where so many of us love the fall season. So we've got that. Oh, thank you. You're welcome, Nancy. That's beautiful. So enjoy it. Find ways to savor it and find ways to tend to yourself and take care. And we will see each other. Well, I will definitely be on the live on IG next Tuesday. And then I won't be back on a live again until the week of the 10th. So I won't see you all, really see you until the 10th. So take care of yourselves, and definitely I'll be checking in on social media and all those things. And I will definitely be on the deep dive gathering next Wednesday and the live witch book coven next Tuesday. So be there, especially if you have the books. It's too late to buy those books at this point in order to join us if you didn't get the books, because we sold out of those. But it is not too late to join in on the deep dive gathering, because the fire box, the fire magic box, is still on sale. I think Elliot said that we have 7 of those left, so definitely get in on that if you missed out. That's the one that's got that gorgeous, can I show you? I'm on a crystal kick right now. Everyone's getting a carnelian flame. They're all different shapes and sizes and colors, because obviously they're beautiful stones from the earth that were carved. But fire. It's a beautiful box. And the stone is just making me so happy. So I'm surrounded by quite a lot of crystals. Maybe at some point we can do a little live on crystals, just on crystals. Okay. See you all in October. Thank you. My first time here and I'm hooked. Oh, I'm so glad, Endora. Welcome. And I'll be on IG. All right. Take care. Be good to yourselves, and we'll talk soon. Bye.